Hi guys, welcome to my second anime pickups video for the month of December 2013. This should be the last pickups video for the month, although I do have a couple of other things coming, but they'll probably be pushed into January. I may mark them as December, who knows, but who cares. Anyway, so yeah, this is basically what I got prior to my birthday, which is on the 22nd of December, and of course Christmas, over the holidays, etc. So let's get into the stuff I got prior to that. So last time I got Nisa Monogatari, the Aniplex of America edition, a nice art box and such. Got that for a really good deal. And then I promised in the last video, or I said that after getting Nisa for such a good price, and obviously the Aniplex of America edition, I wanted to get the Aniplex of America edition of Baka, and I did say in the last video I believe that I did get it, and that is the case. I have the Aniplex of America edition of Baka Monogatari. I haven't watched either of them yet, been busy obviously with the holidays and such, but yeah, it's a nice edition. The only damage on my release is this. It is a little bit of a bummer that it's on this side and not the other side, so it'll be on the shelf as I look at it and such, but I got it for like £50 cheaper than what it normally goes for. I got it for £70. Cheapest to buy this in the UK is about 120, if not a little bit more, unless you're getting a deal like I did on eBay. So it was a really good saving, because £50, that's like a 75 pounds, dollars saving. It's rather large. So I'm very happy to pick up both of these releases. I wanted the Aniplex of America edition, so I was very happy to get those. So it's awesome I finally have those. Okay, another ridiculous deal that I got off eBay. I've been very lucky recently. I picked up parts 1 and parts 2 of a series I've always wanted to see, just for the cheesiness of it. There's a series called Dragon Drive, which is put out by Bandai. It was released over 10 volumes with an art box, or in these two complete collections. The series is about 39 episodes long, so, you know, 19-20 episodes per set. It's basically kind of like a cross between Yu-Gi-Oh! And Pokemon, but solely with dragons and stuff. So you've got, like, you know, the Pocket Monster part of it. Although I think the dragons are always out. Like, there's no actual, like, Yu-Gi-Oh! Cards, you know, keeping the monsters inside the cards, and I'm pretty sure there's no equivalent of a Pokeball. But, you know, it's that same concept. You have a monster and you battle in tournaments and such. So yeah, something I've always wanted to see. It looked cheesy as hell, and it was always once back in the day when I was obviously, not back in the day, obviously not too long ago, wanted to get it in the art box with the 10 volumes and stuff. But that was becoming much too difficult, and it was always something in the back of my mind that I knew that probably would never get around to. Now that I've changed my collecting ways for most shows, I saw these on eBay and I had to get them because they're out of print, obviously, because they're Bandai. They're not too expensive, at least I'm pretty sure the first collection is around the $20-30 range, which I suppose second-hand is quite expensive, but given that it's an out-of-print title, you know, it's not too bad, and there is a bunch of episodes on it. But collection 2 is about $60 or whatever. But I got both of them for only £11, like, entirely. That included the shipping, because I actually won this one for a fiver, £5, and I won that one for only 99p. It was insane. I felt sorry for the seller, but that's the way it goes, you know. I didn't actually think he would sell them to me, but he did. He kept by the auction ways or whatever, kept to his word. So sent them to me, and I got them both for only £11, which is like, what, $16-15, maybe a bit more, a bit less, whatever. But yeah, considerably cheaper than what they would normally cost. So I was really happy to pick those up. I really want to watch them, as you can hear. Unfortunately, some of the teeth that hold the discs in place are broken. That's the only bad side about those, so I try not to move them around too much, because even though in a minute I'll obviously put the disc back in, it tends to just fall out every single time I move it. So okay, another thing I picked up for a small price was Neon Genesis Evangelion Death and Rebirth. I can't quite remember what this is. I think it's like I can't remember if it's a retelling of the entire series through 2 movies, or if it's another retelling of the end. I can't quite remember, because I know there's the end of Evangelion, which I also don't own. and that retells the ending. So I think these are just... But whatever, you know, I got it for a cheap price. It's part of the Evangelion stuff I don't own. All I own for Evangelion, apart from this now, obviously, is just the TV series via the Platinum art box set that ADV put out. Other than that, I don't own anything else for the show. So yeah, I look forward to watch this eventually. I got it for a cheap price, so I figured I'd pick it up. Something I've had on my wish list for a long time, you know, something I really wanted to get and have put off numerous times, is Ray the Animation. This is a series about a female surgeon, a 13-episode series put out by Made in Japan, sub-only DVD. But I've always wanted to see this because it just seems like such a different show. Like, you don't normally get shows based on this. I think there's only one other series that's, or a couple of, there are like 2 series that come to mind that are based around surgeons. One of them's Monster, which gets re-released next year by Siren Visual. Can't wait for that. You'll see those in every pickup video that of the month they are released, hopefully. Anyway, and there's also obviously Blackjack, which is based on the surgeon as well. But I think this has some supernatural elements similar to the Blackjack stuff. But yeah, they stole her eyes, but they can't escape her sight. So yeah, they stole her eyes, but she's a surgeon, so I'm assuming there's stuff involved. In fact, isn't that Blackjack right there on the disc? Is this a spin-off of the Blackjack franchise? That looks like Blackjack, doesn't it? I'm going to have to look into that. But yeah, Ray the Animation from Made in Japan, subtitle only DVD, 13 episodes, something I want to see in the very near future indeed. Okay, the next thing, Trigun, the complete series from Funimation in the far superior packaging to the god-fucking-awful, sorry for the swear word, Anime Classics line. I really do not know why Funimation used the Anime Classics line and the Save line. It drives me up the wall. As a collector, they are ugly releases. All of them. Like Save especially, but at least they have reversible covers. But the Anime Classics one is actually worse, because the majority of them do not have reversible covers, and it drives me up the wall. So when I wanted to get a more condensed version of Trigun, which, by the way, I'm selling my Pioneer 8 Voin release on eBay, or at least I will be probably sometime soon. I tried selling it earlier but wasn't able to. It's a pretty good deal. I'm going to put a link to my eBay account, because I'm selling stuff on there at the moment to to make space in the collection, replace stuff, downgrade stuff, yada yada yada. So there's some good deals there. I don't try to rip people off, but I also do want to obviously get a fair price, because I need to either replace these shows or replace these shows basically. I want to replace everything I sell. So yeah, they're not like the most amazing deals. They won't be the deals that sometimes I get on eBay, but they're fair prices in my opinion. As far as selling like to Americans and worldwide, I would be willing to send it to America, but I don't know if that would be a good deal for you. So obviously, if anyone from America, or basically anyone not in the UK or Ireland, decides to look at the my auctions and decides to buy, you know, just be aware that it might not be a good deal for you once I actually have to ask for the postage to send to your country. Anyway, yeah, Trigun. It's a great series. I did like it. I'm not a huge fan of it. I know lots of people are. I think that was mainly because there's a bit of nostalgia in there, because it was broadcast on television in America, I think on Toonami. So yeah, there's some nostalgia for people for that. But I did like it. Johnny Yon Bosch as the main guy, Stampede guy, I can't remember, Vash. It's on the cover. Vash is a good role, and I also like this guy whose name I've also forgotten. I haven't seen the series for like 3 years or whatever, but it's a show that I wanted to keep in the collection for definite. It's a very good series, or at least a above average series. So yeah, I definitely wanted to keep it in the collection. I want to get the movie at some point, but yeah, Trigun. I might rewatch this soon. Actually, I wouldn't mind, because it didn't blow me away the first time, but I know there's a lot of people really rate it quite highly, so I wouldn't be against watching it again. But yeah, this is a really nice complete collection release. It's so much better than the Anime Classics version. It's unreal. And you know, I know a lot of people say, but on the Anime Classics version, once you take the slip cover off, you have this, like something similar to this. You know, you don't have all the black banding or whatever. Which is true, but on the spine, you do. You don't get any original, like, really nice, unique artwork on the spines. They remain pretty much throughout the entire Anime Classics line. You just get the black, you know, with a colour, a little picture, and the just white text on black background of the name of the show. it's just so ugly and boring, and it doesn't. It just yeah, because basically what a lot of people seem to forget is that while nice covers, covers are good, and you always want a nice cover. Once you actually put it on your shelf, it's the spine that gets the most exposure. It's like, I'm not going to be putting it on my shelf like this. At least most 99.9% of people won't be doing that, unless you want to have a shrine to a certain show or whatever, which is fine. But yeah, that's how it's going to be displayed on your collection for 99% of its life within your collection. You're not watching this 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, forever. It's going to be stored on your collection, and the spine is what you're going to see. So when the spine is boring, is bland, is black, and just lifeless, and uniform compared to all the other releases, and I just hate it. I absolutely hate it. I don't know why Funimation did it. But anyway, that's everything I got prior to my birthday/Christmas, sort of. As you guys know, since I did an unboxing, I also got the Steins movie on Blu-ray import from Japan with the drama CDs and stuff, and I watched this on my birthday and I adored this movie. I don't think it's perfect. I gave it 4.5 stars on Anime Planet, 9 out of 10. I think it's a fantastic movie though. It's a great encore to the series, like to the story in a way. Or maybe not an encore, because I feel like an encore is like a giant build-up firework display. I was explaining this in the comments, I think, on the unboxing to some other guy who commented on my video. Sorry, I've forgotten your name, or your username right now. So yeah, I apologise for that. But yeah, I was trying to explain like how I felt about the movie, because it was kind of like, I think he said he wasn't like overly impressed with it. Not that he hated it or anything, but he didn't think it was amazing. And compared to the show, it doesn't ever get as intense as the show, but I felt like it was a great character drama for the characters that we know from the show and love. And I felt like it was a really good continuation of the story, because yeah, this isn't like a remake of the show, a condensed version of the show, which you get so much in Japan through anime, and it also isn't just a spin-off movie that's supposed to fit somewhere in the storyline of the show. It's a proper continuation, and it's really good. But yeah, it's not like super intense. Like, there is time travel aspects in this. I don't want to ruin it, but time traveling happens again. But it doesn't get anywhere near as intense as it does in the show, but it's more about a journey of discovery, a journey... I don't know, like, I was trying to explain it, I'm trying to remember how I explained it, but it's more like, rather than a big firework display, like, here's the end movie, like, blah, 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 this is like the big ending. It was more like a bow, and a thank you and a goodbye sort of thing. It was just a very... yeah, just not... It was understated. It was like, this is a fantastic series. I hope you enjoyed it. Here's us clearing up a few of the loose ends at the end, or just explaining a little bit more of what has happened, and goodbye. I mean, I say that. Basically, I've been on a massive binge of all things Steins Gate after watching this over the holiday break. Like, I haven't touched anything else apart from a couple of the other movies I'll talk about in a minute that I also got. But apart from that, I've been listening to drama CDs like via fan written translations. There's also a fantastic translation that has that recently came out. It was done by video and everything, like using some really I can't really explain it, but it was a translation of the Gamma CD. Drama CD. There's Alpha, Beta, and Gamma. Basically, for the timelines or the world lines, so you've got Alpha, Beta, and Gamma. There's one where Akabe lands in Gamma. It's like an hour long, but it was really, really cool. And it was like the sort of thing I would like to see as like an OVA. I really hope like some of this stuff gets turned into OVAs, but we have the drama CDs and stuff, and that's cool. But yeah, I also read a couple of the mangas that tell you about some of the other characters and what they're doing while the storyline is going on, and before and after. Like, there's one based on Mr. Braun, which isn't finished yet, but it shows him as he meets Suzuha and stuff. I don't want to go into too much detail because obviously it'll ruin stuff for people who haven't actually watched the show. But there is so much content surrounded around the series and the movie that if you really, really like the series and the movie as much as I did, I highly recommend looking up some of this manga of all the side stories there is. Like, there's some really good spin-off stuff. There's some you know, nice romantic comedy stuff, but there's also some really core, you know, it's not super important as far as you can't really appreciate the show until you've also, you know, consumed all the rest of this content. But it really adds to it. It really does, and I really enjoyed reading it all. And yeah, it comes highly recommended. I might even list some of it in the description, since none of it's been translated officially into English. So I'll link some illegal-ish, well not ish, but illegal fan-translated manga, and you can choose whether or not to click on it. Anyway, yeah, but Steins Gate movie, amazing, blah blah blah, blah 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 blah. That took ages. Okay, another thing that I got for my birthday was the One Piece movie Strong World from Funimation on Blu-ray and DVD combo pack. This movie is absolutely great. I really enjoyed this. I think I gave this 9 out of 10 as well. It's just a perfect blend of action, a perfect blend of One Piece. It has some emotional highs, you know, it's pretty intense in places, and it's just, the animation is absolutely gorgeous at the beginning. I haven't watched the show now for a couple of months, and I have to admit that once they got to New World, which is where I am, it starts to look really good. Like the animation quality is right up there, but the animation, I can't tell if the animation quality is necessarily better in this film or not. But the impression I got was that it certainly was of a much higher standard than what the TV show has, which is obviously understandable. Obviously, it's a movie, so there was more budget thrown into a more condensed time frame. But I also really love the character designs. Something I've talked about with my friends to the point of them wanting me to completely shut up is I absolutely despise the New World designs for pretty much the entire Straw Hat Pirates. But in this, they all look absolutely freaking awesome, and they all look, they're all much more. Obviously, this takes place before New World in the timeline. It doesn't. I mean, it's pretty much a complete like side story spin-off. There's no concrete place you could put this in the timeline of One Piece other than it happens before they get to New World, and it happened. It's between. I mean, there's a lead up. It's like there's 3 episodes, like from 426 to 430 or something, like 3 or 4, 5 episodes or something that are a lead up to this movie. Oh my god, this video is so long. Yeah, Strong World, really awesome. Really love the character design. Really love the film. If you're not a fan of necessarily what One Piece has become since they started the New World journey, you will love this movie, because it is like everything that you love about the first 500 episodes of One Piece in terms of the character designs, the way the show goes about doing the things it does. It's just everything about it is much more akin to before New World than after, if that makes any sense. It's really good. I really enjoyed it. Okay, some other things now. We get on to another birthday present I got from my sister. I got Grave of the Fireflies on Blu-ray. It's a Studio Ghibli film I've never seen. I really want to watch it, but I know it's supposed to be very depressing, and I know what it's about, so I'm not surprised. I will watch this pretty much, I hope, before this year is over. It's just, I need to be prepared, I think. I mean, I know not everyone gets affected by this movie, but enough people do that I know I need to be prepared to watch what could be a very emotional journey. Yeah, so fantastic Studio Ghibli film. Another one for the collection. I want to get the rest of them. Okay, now we get on to Christmas. There's just 1, 2, 3, 4 things left. Here's 2 things I bought for myself. This is a Moribito, Guardian of the Spirit. This is a production IG show put out by Anime Works or Media Blasters. This is when Media Blasters can do good. They do so much bad in terms of getting their releases out. They mess it up all the time, it seems, recently, but I really appreciate the 12 Kingdoms Blu-rays, and I really appreciate these coming out on Blu-ray, because this is supposed to be a very good looking show. I've never seen it, but I've seen trailers and it looks very nice. I think it's slight fantasy, but mostly I'm pretty sure there's like fantasy and stuff, but it is a historical show as well. Like, it's based pretty much in reality in ancient Japan. Well, not necessarily ancient, but you know, I can't remember, honestly. I've been going for 20 minutes, my brain's beginning to get fried. But yeah, looking forward to watching these. Moribito, I bought those for myself. They're hard to get now, I believe. I think part 1 or part 2, I can't remember, but one of the parts is now not so easy to get hold of. Okay, the Christmas present I got from my sister is Howl's Moving Castle on Blu-ray. This is one of the best Studio Ghibli films. I think it's in my top 5 anime films ever. I have a small list that I keep, and I'm pretty sure it's in my top 5. It's certainly one of the best Studio Ghibli films I've seen. It's very highly rated. I think in my list it might be the last Studio Ghibli film in terms of the year it was released that I consider to be the best. So I feel like some of the more recent ones haven't been so amazing. Like Ponyo is good, but not amazing. And obviously I haven't seen The Wind Rises yet, or Up on Poppy Hill I haven't seen yet either. But yeah, I think this is the most modern Studio Ghibli film that I hold in highest regard. So yeah, Howl's Moving Castle is really good. I do like that movie a lot. And then we got the 2 things that I got from my mum. I got One Piece Strong World from my mum as well. But I also got Detroit Metal City from Sentai Filmworks. Always wanted to see this. Put it off for a long time, and then when my mum asked me what I wanted, this was one of the more cheaper things, so I knew she could afford it, so I was like, yeah, I'll have Detroit Metal City, the animated series. I've watched episode 1 of this already, and it's very funny. It's just about a guy, a geeky guy that turns and has like an alter personality sort of thing where he does death metal, basically. And it's like a comedy. The episodes aren't very long. I think they're like 10 minutes, 15 minutes long an episode or something. I think around the 10-minute range. It's only 12 episodes, so it's quite short, but it's kind of cool. So, because even though it's got a running time of less than 3 hours, Sentai Filmworks put it on 2 discs, which I really appreciate. So that's nice. Really awesome spine. You see what I mean? Anime classics. Imagine if this was just Funimation DVD. Detroit Metal City in just normal Times New Roman text and a little picture and a little colour frame for him. That looks so much cooler than anything the Anime Classics line has ever produced. It's just much nicer. So yeah, Detroit Metal City, and finally, before my voice completely dies, Saritama, which I'm planning to watch today, this evening. I very much like shows that look like this. It's supposed to be... This is a very unique looking show. It's supposed to be a slice of life type drama, fantasy elements thrown in, sci-fi elements even. I think there's something to do with aliens in this show. I know a great friend of mine, Goth the Quinn, really likes this show. I bought it on pretty much her recommendation. Not that I didn't want to see it, but I got it much sooner because of the recommendation, especially after watching a show which is quite comparable, according to her at least, in Eccentric Family. Maybe not entirely, but just in the whole vibe you get from the show is quite comparable, and I loved Eccentric Family, so I was very much looking forward to watching this, and I will have watched it by the end of the day. And that is everything. I'm going to leave that there so you got something to look at. If you got to the end of this video, well done, because I barely made it myself. That's everything I got for prior to my birthday, and then birthday and Christmas. I have some things coming. I did take part in the Right Stuff sale. I got a few things. I would have loved to have just raided that sale, but I didn't have the money, and shipping it to the UK and things like that is just not viable. But I did take part in the sale a little bit, and I got a Christmas present coming from a couple of friends, I believe, that still haven't arrived yet. And have I ordered anything else? I'm pretty sure I haven't, because I have like no money left. So yeah, I'm pretty sure I haven't. So anyway, 24 minutes in. If you made it this far, thanks for watching. There will be at least another video soon.